So today we have come to our last session for our first unit, which is managing innovation and change in computing. And in today's session, we're just going to go through our indicative content and have a look to the assignment discussion. So in our title here, we're going to understand why the business context of the proposed computing changes. So what are going to be our learning outcomes? We're just going to analyze the changes needed to organizational process from introducing a new solution. Then we're going to evaluate the changes to business strategy based on introducing a new change. And then we're going to analyze the importance of linking innovation and change to organizational ICT strategies. So what do we mean by analyzing the changes that are needed for an organizational process? We're just going to look at some case studies, some example, where here we have key dimensions of change management in ICT. And now what happens is that from this graphical, we can see how this is now being categorized, and how this is being subdivided. And we also see who are the stakeholders that are going to be involved, such as leaders, managers, and people. And everyone will now play their own key role when it comes to managing this sort of changes. So what is the organizational change? By organizational change is just a condition that is needed for building a new information system. And now this organizational change, I'm assuming, happens in every business, and every business will now have their own time frame when these changes are required. So I wanted to ask you, Ray, in your organization or during your experience, have you come across to a massive organizational change?
Yes, I've been involved in various levels of change, from transformational change where they have proper change management teams and they do the whole change management process.
Yeah.
Down to smaller departmental type changes.
Okay, thank you for sharing this. So here we have now 4 major reasons why the organizations are required to do this massive transformation. This can be due to business survival. So what happens is that, as we can see, some businesses who might be struggling or facing some issues, they're now required to make these changes in order for them to keep up with the market and able to have a revenue at the end of the year. Also, there are another reason is through improving efficiency, which means building new systems that can now provide high quality information, which can now be required for all our stakeholders. Then another reason is competitive advantages, where with rapid creation of prototypes and user solution, this will now represent strategies which are not emphasized. And lastly, we have external factors which can be any sort of change, external change that can now impact our business and will now require the whole organization to take action and make some new adjustments. So here we can see a change time and change metrics, or the time frame which will now be required when it comes to making some adjustment. And this can differentiate due to different reasons. So this is a standard one, but due to the other external reasons such as size of the business or entities involved, this time frame can now differentiate. Now we're going to look into the methodologies which are required, where we have to know an appropriate change management methodology, which can create a framework in which will now all aspects of the change process can be fully integrated within the new system. And this has to be very vital. So another important thing we need to know is we need to be aware of the need of this change. Then there must be a desire within the organization, the managers and people that are involved to make a proactive change in order to support the users. Then we need to have knowledge of the organization, know what is the business product, what are the product and solutions that they're developing. Then we have to have the ability to quickly learn these new technologies. And lastly, we need to have a reinforcement for sustaining information system lead changes. Now we're going to evaluate the change to business strategies based on introducing a new change. So what do we mean by this? We're just going to evaluate and see what are the roles of information system. As we can see, there are three types of roles. So we have operational, which will come from our managers, who are going to be driving these tasks. Then we have practical, where where you now have use of variety of data from different sources. And lastly, we have strategic, where you now have varied information, where we need something difficult to predict. So as we said, looking into the role of information system in decision making, we need to have rapid access to information, which means we, as a team or as a manager, we need to have the ability to access these in the least amount of time. We need to have decision based on latest information. We also need an important soft skill, which is team collaboration. This soft skill will now allow us to work with team members, regarding on the size of the team. We need to have ability to communicate with them and share information. Then we have to have the ability to interpret result efficiently. So whenever we are now gathering information and we are having insights or reports, we have to be able to use the full potential of these reports and understand how these can benefit us. And then we need to have ease of presentation. So we have two case studies here where we can see the two companies, such as P&G and M&S, where they had the necessity to make some drastic change into their system in order for them to progress. So as you can see, in the first case, we have Procter and Gamble, which used sound management accounting techniques as a part of the reconstructing program to assess plant wastage. So what happened is that with tools such as labor variance analysis, management information system, and close involvement of manager on the production lines were put to use. As a result, 10% of plant wastage was reduced and overall cost was optimized. So these both factors is a turn lead of increased profitability. So as you can see, they were able to effectively make a massive organizational change in order for them to have some useful results and have a 10% of wastage reduction. Now we're going to analyze the importance of linking innovation and changes to an organization ICT strategy. So when it comes to looking into strategy, we know businesses have to closely work with the ICT, and they need to follow the same process in order for them to align. So there, as we can see, the structure is the same. There's no any type of variation. So here we have some examples of business demand and how the ICT comes up with a solution for it. So when we have a demand, when we have a customer high demand, we now, as a company, as a business, will now be required to work with CRM softwares such as Zoho, Salesforce, HubSpot, and many others. Then if we have a substantial growth, we need to now have a network collaboration where we need to collaborate with different platforms and e-commerce platforms, which will allow us to sell product or service in a more efficient way. Then we have just-in-time delivery, which will now be linked to our supply chain management. And then there are other examples such as shortening the time-to-time market, where we have now a rapid application development. So we have more examples for ICT opportunities, which are now linked to business solutions. So we're just looking at the reversed case, where with internet we now have a demand of e-commerce and social media platforms. And with mobile phones, we now have mobile commerce on mobile applications. So this is a simple image which shows us a life cycle of decision making within a business and the ICT. So it's simply summarizing what we explained, where we now have a customer experience, or user experience, where we gather information, and we can now produce a better service. We can also have a better distribution and marketing of sales, because we can now gather more information from our customer. We now have our digital fulfillment, where we can create more digital content. And also we need to take consideration of risk optimization, which will allow us to make more improvements. And lastly, we have enhanced corporate control. So due to the fact that the business is growing and it will now become more complex, and you now require enhanced management skills in order to control everything. So this was everything. And now we will move on and have a assignment discussion. Let me just so today we're now going to conclude our first unit. The assignment. I will look at this assignment. So this is a 20 credit unit, and for each assignment we'll have a scenario where we will present our case study, and we will now have tasks. So there are mandatory tasks for all of them. So we have 4 mandatory tasks, and then there are optional, such as in order for the learner to gain a merit or distinction grade. So our scenario, so our assignment says you are employed as a ICT business improvement officer in a consultancy organization. The organization works with clients to introduce and manage ICT changes in order to innovate and change their computing practice. The organization has a range of public and private sector clients across industries. The organization has recently been working with a new client who asked for a proposal regarding innovative computing solution for the businesses. In particular, it is looking to digitalize the current business processes and improve the ICT within the organization. You have been assigned the project coordinator for this job. You must complete the following tasks in relation to the client brief. So what the client brief says that we are a medium-sized estate agency with over 60 full-time staff. We currently have an average staff turnover rate. We currently sell and rent property across the south of the UK and have recently expanded in the past 2 years into other new areas such as Manchester and Liverpool. We currently advertise all our property in the local newspaper, which has proven to be effective so far and have a 55% success rate for our property sales and rentals. We believe these can be higher. Currently, we have an on-premises server solution which provides email and file storage for all our staff. Upon joining the organization, each staff member is provided with a desktop computer, monitor, and access is provided to email and a company shared folder drivers. In order to access email and files, staff must be within the office building, which means we are not able to offer home working option. We have purchased a professional enterprise license for our operating system, which have had many years. The version we use is no longer supported by the manufacturer. We have not invested in our ICT infrastructure or systems in many years, and now we have appointed the organization to propose how we can better our service offering and ensure we have a sustainable business for many years to come. So what we can see, task number 1, the client organization has a board of directors. The directors are concerned about the projected investment needed for this project against the value it will bring to the business, and not all the members of the boards are up to date with information technology. So you have been asked by the CEO of the client business to provide documentation which will be sent to the board to establish a business case for investing in innovation and change in the organization. So in your documentation, this has to include explore the difference between innovation and change management, evaluate the organizational benefit of utilizing innovation and change, investigate the type of computing changes that can occur in the organization, analyze the potential risk of innovation and changes, evaluate the possible impact of change to organization, assess how innovation is crucial to business success. So to gain the merit in completing this task, you decide to read around the topic of organizational culture. Make notes for future references which analyze how to create an innovative culture in the organization. So task number 2, the estate agency has created and presented a business case to the board of directors. the directors have given approval to proceed on the basis that a training session is provided for all the management team, focusing on the importance of managing change and measuring the impact. The directors are concerned about investing in the change, and the managers not having buy-in or understanding on how to manage the change effectively across all the offices. So you decide to make a note in preparation for a meeting with the client. In the notes, you need to analyze the importance of managing change effectively and the consequences of poor management of innovation and change. Analyze effective change management techniques, process, and methodology used. Explain how to measure the impact of change. Merit task. To achieve a merit, you must add to the notes providing an analysis of the importance of ensuring stakeholders buy into proposed change. Task 3, you have been asked to carry out a scoping exercise for the client based on the initial client brief. You should consider the areas mentioned and create a business proposal for an innovative computing change. So the scoping exercise must provide information for the client business to understand the importance of developing innovative computing system, explore innovation that are common across the computing industry, evaluate new and emerging areas of computing, benchmark computing system with other organizations, analyze how to keep up to date with new computing solutions. So the business proposal must propose an innovative change in computing, and you should submit a scoping documentation on a business proposal. So to gain a distinction, you must prepare a presentation recommending an innovative computing idea and calculating a return of investment for the innovation change. Task number 4, the client has now approved the proposal. You completed in task 3, and work has commenced on implementing the suggested improvements. So your manager has explained that it is crucial for the business to understand the wider business context on the proposed computing change and has asked you to create a document explaining to the client. So your document must include an analysis as to analyze the change needed to organizational process from the introduction of a new solution, evaluate the change to business strategy based on introducing a new computing change, conclusively analyze the importance of linking innovation and change to our organization ICT strategy. So Ray, most of the required tasks from the assignment brief are all learning outcomes that we've covered on our presentation. So I do believe that if you just go through our presentation, you should be able to cover each single mandatory requirement. You shouldn't have any sort of issue with this. And also, if you feel like you want to attempt the merit and distinction tasks, I think there's not any type of rocket science that's behind this, because it's just a lot of documentation has to be done for it. So is there any question regarding the assignment?
No, that's great. That's great, Victor. Thank you very much.
Okay. So if there is any issue regarding this unit, just give me an email, or we can discuss this during the next tutorial.
Excellent. What's the next module?
So the next module is user interface, I think.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. Let me check. Yeah, system development. So system development life cycle and user experience.
Okay. Cool. Awesome.
Start the session from Tuesday. We'll be doing as usual Tuesday to Friday.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, just so I forgot. Sorry. Next Tuesday, I'm actually away in London, so I won't be able to attend next Tuesday.
Okay, so we just do Friday, and we'll start again the following week with 2 days a week.
Yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. No problem, Ray, and have a good weekend.
Cheers, you too. Take care. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.